Hey guys, David here with Northwest Outdoor Adventures, and today we're going to be repairing a motorcycle tank. So I know something that a lot of us go through is damaging a tank, and yeah, so I'm just going to Bondo up some of the dents, and hopefully will turn out all right. Not too sure how well you can see them, but this tank has quite a few dents in it actually. Some bigger ones here, a lot of smaller ones coming around, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to try to fill all these, smooth them out all nice, prime them up, and then I think I'm going to do a bed liner coat over this tank and maybe some of the plastics. So let's go ahead and get started. First things first, your materials that you're going to need. So let's go ahead and sort those out. So what I've picked up, I mean obviously you're going to need your tank. Got my Bondo here, which is a two-part mix. Once you mix them together, that gives you the substance that you can use to actually fill your dents and whatnot. I've got some all-purpose degreaser just to kind of clean the tank and prep it before use. Very important step, don't forget that. Some paper towels and stuff or whatever you need to get your clean on. And yeah, and then some sandpaper just to kind of sculpt and make it a little bit easier. I also have this little putty wand to kind of scrape or clean and get the desired look that I want. Alright, so like I said, the first step, we're cleaning. So let's get our clean on here, and the spots you're looking to get really are just whatever you're going to be putting the Bondo onto, because we need a clean dry surface for it to bond to. So we're just going to kind of clean up any areas that we think we're going to cover with Bondo. Yeah, you know, make sure you get a couple inches around the area that you're doing, because the Bondo's going to probably be covering more than just the little dent that you're doing. So I'd say just get it nice and clean any area that you're trying to do. I mean, look at that, there's some dirt on there. So we're cleaning her up, and yeah, once you get your surface cleaned, what you're going to want to do is wait until it completely dries. I'd probably give it 5 or 10 minutes, maybe 20 even, if depending on how thoroughly you're cleaning it. And then once you're sure that that area is clean, we'll jump right into the Bondo stage. So stage 1 complete. Let's jump to stage 2. Alright guys, here we go. So our tank is dry now, we're ready to start with the Bondo. And this part is very easy to mess up because getting the correct amount of Bondo to hardener is not an easy task. So first things first, let's stir up the Bondo a little bit. And I didn't mention this earlier, but it's probably a fair idea to do this with some proper ventilation. Do it like right now. I'm doing it with my garage door open. I wouldn't recommend doing this indoors for various reasons. Alright, once this is all mixed up, I'll just go ahead and put a fair dollop, decent sized dollop. I'll get a little more. Alright, and I'm just using some plastic spoons and a paper plate to do the mixing on. So, alright. And that's also what I'm going to be doing the stirring with, is a plastic spoon. So, there we go. Now, you don't want to do too much. You don't want to do, if you're planning on doing several areas like I am, I would say you don't want to do it all at once. You don't want to mix all the Bondo that you're going to use at once, because it hardens somewhat fast depending on how much hardener you put in. So just do for each spot that you plan on doing at a time. Now, it says about one, so I'm going to do about that much hardener. That's actually probably a little more than I needed to do, but you know, I'm not a Bondo pro, so give me a break. Alright, so we'll mix it up, and you kind of don't want to whip it, kind of like what I'm doing, because that'll get air bubbles in there. You kind of just want to kind of flip it back and over, back onto itself. And once it's this nice pink creamy texture, hopefully you guys can see it here. There's a reason they make it 2 different shades, so you can tell when it's properly mixed. So once you pretty much got all of the gray and all of the dark red out, and you got this nice pinkish salmon texture going, color, that's when we can start applying it. And so, alright, so the part that we're going to fill here is actually right over here. We're going to try to get that side started and hopefully going. So, alright, here we go. Stirred up, not too bad. Go ahead, shovel some of this on here. And we're just going to start putting her on, I guess. Now, a common mistake, which I very well could make, is on your first couple coats, you really want to press it down and get all the air bubbles out. So hopefully you guys can see where I'm starting on this. We'll just keep on plopping her on there. Like that. That air bubble right there is going to cause problems down the road, so we definitely want to press it in over that stuff and really get it deep down in there. Try to get rid of all those air pockets. We don't want those. Those are bad news for us. So, we're covering the whole area. Definitely trying to get over this. Alright, not too bad, not too bad. So we're starting to get a decent coverage. Like I said, on this first bit, you got to be firm to get those air bubbles out. And it's a little hard to tell, but the dents actually go quite a ways over the tank. So right now, and she's starting to harden already. So I did probably put a little bit too much hardener in there. But let's hurry this along here. Let's get it on. Oh, let's just get that off. That's trouble waiting for us. Alright, so Bondo wasted a little bit. But we did get the main part that we wanted packed in, so not all is lost with this first go around. So not terrible. What we're going to do is obviously going to need more than one coat of Bondo for this little section right here, since I can't, well, maybe it doesn't. I don't know, we'll see. What I'm going to do is let it dry, since it's already starting to, and since I think I used a little bit too much hardener, I'm going to let it dry up for the next 5 or 10 minutes, and then sand her down and see how she looks once I get her sanded down. But overall, that section of dents is pretty well covered. I mean, we might be able to sand her clean and get her done. But my hunch is that we'll have to do another layer over it. So, which happens. Yeah, it's not a crime. So, now you may have missed it, but it's important to reseal your Bondo after you do pour it. So, alright, like I said, we're going to let this cure, and we'll come back to it and sand her down. Alright guys, so we have that first layer on. I just went ahead and sanded her down. And, definitely going to need another coat, but for the most part, a lot of it turned out alright. So we just need to fill in a lot of these cracks, and then this side should be pretty much good to go. This is the better side. And, yeah, so I'm going to go ahead, put another layer on, put another sand on, and then boom, you guys will see that. And yeah, hopefully I'll have the other side done by then too. And we can go over how to prime it and be on our way. Alright. Hey guys, alright, here we are. And a little bit later, I put another layer on, sanded it down, pretty good now. I'm probably going to do a really light little layer just to kind of fill in a couple little pockets left. But other than that, I mean, the shape is there now. And we're pretty much good to go. Other side ain't looking too bad either. So what I'm going to do is, I've sanded these down. By the way, Bondo recommends 80 grit sandpaper. So that's what I've been using when I'm trying to get a little bit of a finer look here. So I'll do 40 for the thicker, more, I don't know, the larger chunks anyways. I'll try to get down to like 80 if it's not completely smoothed out anyways. So yeah, so it's not looking too bad. And yeah, next step, after we get this all done, we're gonna wipe it down again. And after it's wiped down, we're gonna paint it. So I'll probably, next step, be the painting. So alright, that'll probably be happening tomorrow, but for you guys it'll be happening in like a second. So alright.